Do you want to know how to make awesome thumbnails like this? Today, I'm going to show you how 100% free. So the website we're going to be looking at is canva.com. Now when you get to this website, you'll be presented with a screen that looks a little bit like this, but you will not have the custom designs that I have down here. This should be blank if you've never used this website before. So the way you can make these websites is by clicking up here that says use custom dimension. So you click on that, and as you can see, it will pop up. You type 1280 by 720 and obviously stick with pixels, and then click design. That's going to open up a new tab in your browser, and you'll get to this screen, which, as you can see here, this white rectangular shape is your thumbnail, basic thumbnail dimension. So then you can see on here we have search tab over here on the left hand side, and you can search over 1 million images, and then you have your layouts, but you want to stick with a standard layout like this for now if you are creating thumbnails. You can click on here, elements. We have free photos, grids, frames, illustrations, lines, shapes, icons, charts, and I love Canva, and you can use any of these. Free photos is a really good one for creating any type of thumbnail. As you can see, the way you get them onto your screen is by clicking, and then you can see it will pop up here in your thumbnail. And then you can click off, and you can use different shapes as well to add to these. And as you can see there, that's a square. We can go down to text, and you can see here add heading, subheading, and again just click any of these for it to come on. They have some nice little designs that they've made themselves that you can use for free as well. These kind of things are cool for creating logos, but if you want to just stick with the standard text for your thumbnail, you can find them here, and you can change the font and things on any of them. Go ahead and go over the background. You can see again they have these type of background you can click on, and then it will come up here with any of these. These are mostly free. There may be some that cost $1 US the further down you get, and as you can see here, these are the ones you have to pay for, so just keep an eye out for that. But the ones that say 300 of them are 100% free to use, and you can click on them, and then you have these backgrounds. And also, if you want to have these standard colors, then you can just go ahead and click them as well, and we'll go back to white for now. Also, the main thing that I use is this, and that's upload. So as you can see here, we have our uploads, and you can upload your own image by clicking the upload your own image tab here that's in green, and you click that and it will take it to your files, and then you can go ahead and use any of your files. The way to find main backgrounds, and if you're doing FIFA thumbnails or any type of thumbnails, is go to Google image search and find your thumbnails on there. So as you can see here, I have all of these things that I have already uploaded, and once you've uploaded them, they will stay on your profile, I guess, even when you click off. So the way to do these type of thumbnails is go ahead and find an image that you want to use for your main piece. For this, I'm going to be using this Hoffenheim Stadium, and then I can make that slightly bigger, and then that will become the background and the basic first step into making this thumbnail. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go over to elements, and I'm going to click this blue square. Now, as you can see, we click this, and then we have options. We can copy this up here. We can arrange it by moving it backwards and forwards, which we can't do now because we only have our background. If we click this, that's going to say transparency, and then you use this slider, and as you can see, the further you move it, the less transparent it gets, and then you can move it back across. So what I like to do is put a square. If you want a different color, go ahead and click over here, and you can have a yellow one or whatever you want. If you click this, then you can use this wheel to choose whatever color, whatever custom color you like. You can make it darker or lighter over here like that as well. And then when you click off, you can see it comes here next to that, and you can reuse that color on any of the things you want. So now it's transparent. You can go ahead and put this like this, make it slightly bigger, drag it across with the dots, and then that will give you this nice cover for the background. So the background now isn't the main feature of the thumbnail, but it is a nice background with the blue color on top like that. So then ahead, I'm going to go back to my uploads, and as you can see here, for this thumbnail, I'm going to be using these footballers that play for Hoffenheim. Now the way to find these is if you go into Google image search and type whatever you want followed by PNG. So if you want like a flower, for example, type flower PNG, and then it will bring up these transparent files that you can download or save image And then you can use them, and if you click on them, as you can see, they don't have a background, so they can look nice and sharp for footballers. Again, I'm just going to use these guys for now, and I can just figure these out wherever they want to go just by clicking them and dragging them about. So I'm just going to add a few of these guys to the thumbnail for now. And them three will do for now, and they can stand there. So if you want to arrange them, again, go ahead and click arrange up here, and if we click back on this guy, he will then go behind the first image. So if we can click back again, and he's now gone behind the second one, and then back again, he's now gone behind the blue square. So we can bring him back forward so it's in the forefront of the thumbnail, and then that is that. If we want to make this guy transparent, we can, but I don't see why we would. But again, you can make these as transparent as you like. And then also, if you want to add a filter to these images, obviously it's not really going to work for footballers, but if you want to flower with a filter on or whatever, then you can go up here, and there's these Instagram style filters that you can use, and you can make them however you want. If you want your player black and white, which might look kind of cool, and then you can add the intensity by dragging this across and make it more or less if you just want a little bit. But there we go, you can do that like that. But for now, I'm just going to go back to normal. Also, you can use these advanced options, and you can make these brighter, more contrast, more saturation, tint, blur, X-process, things like this. And again, just use the sliders, drag it across, and that's that. Figure out, just be creative, just do your own thing here. This is the main thing, is that you guys play around with the website and actually find your own way of doing this. I'm going to show you the basics and how I like to do things, and then if you just play around, you can find your own style and create your own cool looking thumbnails for sure. And what I'm going to do next though is, because this is now like this, I feel like the background just needs a little bit more than just this. So I'm going to go back to elements, I'm going to go back to my square, but this time I'm going to create a white square like this. But next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some stripes to this background, so I can go ahead and make these stripes as thin as I like. I'm going to make them a little bit longer, and as you see this here, the arrow, if you hover over it, it says rotate. If you click that and drag, then you can rotate this however you want and add this to the background. So that's now, make that a little bit longer, and that's now 100% across, so that looks cool. And then again, you want to go ahead and click arrange, and then click back, so then that goes behind the players. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click copy, and that's going to create a second one, which again I can drag into position. I'm going to leave a little gap like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and click arrange and back, and then again it's going to go behind the players, and now I have these two stripes. Again, sometimes I'm going to add a third stripe that's slightly thinner just to give a little bit of variation. I think it looks a little bit better on the eye. And again, arrange, and then go ahead and click back, and back again to make sure it goes behind the second one, and there we go. That's the stripes added. One thing that you can add as well is shadows to your players. Now, if I go down my list here, I have these glow PNGs. Again, just type Google image search glow PNG, and it's going to bring up these different things. You save the files to your laptop, computer, whatever. Then you can add them back on here. And again, if I click this, it's going to bring up the glow. Again, no background because it's a PNG file, and then I can make that as big as I want or as small as I want, and I can add a glow to these, and again click arrange, click back, and it'll go behind the players, and it gives them a nice glowy outline like that. And again, you can do this with anything, so you can have different colors. If I keep going down, you can see here I've got these shadows, and again, shadow PNG on Google image search. It's really simple, really easy, 100% free of course as well, because it's Google image search. You can add that like that, get it into the right position, click arrange, make sure it goes behind the guys, and then they have a nice black outline as well, which kind of looks nice in my opinion. So where you, again, just add any of these, any little bits you want to add. I've already got these stripes that I could have used, but again, you have to rearrange them and make them their own size. I think this looks kind of nice though. So yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Just pick up any images on Google image search, I would suggest, and then we can go back to the top. So next thing that I'm going to do for this thumbnail is I'm going to add even more. So we're going to go back to elements, we're going to go back here, and again it's going to bring up my blue square. Yours is probably going to be white. Blue is my color, I guess, that I've set to be default. When I click things, it's going to come up in blue. I'm going to make this like that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and copy that, make a second copy, and then I'm going to make that a little bit bigger there, a little bit bigger there, a little bit bigger there, and then I'm going to change this to white. and then I'm going to go arrange and back, and as you can see now we've got a little border for this, and that's where I'm going to type my team name, things like that. But again, any thumbnail you want to create, you just put whatever here. I'm going to go back to text and then add heading, and then we can drag this when it gets the directions, add the heading down here. Again, we can create the color. I'm going to do a standard white. We have text options, different fonts, different text sizes. Again, we can make this 100% in capitals, and then you have all these options up here. Again, just play around with it, whatever you want. And then we have our heading, click on it, and then we can delete that and type whatever we want. So I'm going to type Hoffenheim, and then that's there. And then we can just move this into the space however you want it, so like that, I think. And then I'm probably going to add like career mode underneath this. I do have these uploaded career mode bits as well down here that I can just click because I have these saved to my computer, and then I could just add this. But again, to make it look better, I probably wouldn't use this exactly. So that's that. And then I'm also going to add the Hoffenheim badge. Again, 100% up to you what you add to these thumbnails. I'm going to add that there, and then going to put that behind the player. And then that's that. So there we go. Again, play around with it, find your own style, find your own way of doing things, add these pieces in, and then whatever you think looks best. When you finish, you go up here and you click download. You're going to see file types. I'm going to say stick with PNG because that's the best resolution. If you want a transparent background, I think you have to pay. And we're going to go ahead and click download, saving your design, hold tight, preparing your design, and then once it's done, this bar goes across. It takes a few seconds, and you'll see it pop up down here. And it's going to say, probably thumbnail 1 for me. Oh, it's going to say Hoffenheim because I added text. So whatever text you add, then that's what comes up. So because I typed Hoffenheim, you can see it comes up, and then that's going to go into your folders wherever you save your design. So that's that. And again, I think this is a really easy way of making thumbnails for whatever type of video you're going to do. Just add these. If you have your own face, you're going to take a picture of yourself and put it on. Then again, all you have to do is upload it, stick it on, mess around with the size, dimensions, and then that's that. I think this is a perfect way of making free thumbnails, 100% free. It's a really cool website, really easy to use, and I would 100% suggest this going forward for making thumbnails if you don't know how to do them. So that's going to be that for this tutorial. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like. If you learned something new, don't forget to leave a like as well. And if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave for more tutorials like this one, and also any other content I do on my channel. Thanks very much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon.